set. Turn this place into a club.
You might not have noticed, but I was trying to make a point. If you really have to listen to music now, pick something we can focus to and think about the challenges ahead. Ever heard of a surgeon celebrating while the patient is still on the operating table?
Yada yada yada. I bet your taste in music is just about as fresh as that patient.
That's because your narrow mind will never grasp the beauty of AI-fueled synth jazz.
Of course. What else could our elitist version indulge in? Jazz for rich people who forgot about its roots.
Okay, guys, let's not kill ourselves over a stupid party playlist, please.
You never said what you'd want to hear.
Let's chill to something upbeat and calm.
What?
Look, there's definitely one thing we have in common. We are very emotional about a party playlist.
Of course we are. Hey, I just realized something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we all start out playing with Frickle Pickle?
Oh my word. Just as I was fighting so hard to get that memory out of my mind. The very mention of that ludicrous name makes me want to die of humiliation.
Come on, it was a high school rock band. It had to be cringy to be authentic. Hey, remember that gig we had in a shed and the electricity died and we ended up moving to a total stranger's house for an epic after party? I remember our gigs. Hardcore fans chanting our name, and they always showed up. All 5 of them.
And thank goodness that joke of a band broke up when everyone went away to college.
Speak for yourself. I got together with the guys several years later and we jammed on the weekends. And to think it all started with Uncle Martin's guitar.
He wasn't exactly a perfect teacher, unless you wanted to learn how to chug a bottle of beer in under 5 seconds.
That's because he was a musician, not a babysitter. Remember the first thing he made us play? Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the fucker out.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't that.
I wonder if we'd even remember how to play that simple tune. I haven't touched a guitar in ages. Tinkering with synth loops was more of my thing. Once a musician, always a musician. I sang in the union choir. Baritone.
Luckily, we're not here to perform music.
You know what? You're right. We should definitely do it. You really are a genius. I bet we could write a song Uncle Martin would dig. All we need is a guitar. You up to it? Man, I'm telling you, I need it.
I'd love to. And I'm telling you, this is the least important of our priorities.
This is Maxwell. I have good news. I managed to get your rescue team airborne.
Glad to hear it. I made progress too.
Well done. And how is your cargo?
Rapidium? It's safe, don't worry.
Good. And your altars? Are there many of them?
Why so curious?
You think it's none of my business? It will be, sooner or later. You should know I've been busy too. Testing the waters, as they say, about the possible fate of your potential crew after you come back.
You mean you still haven't told anyone?
It's too early, Jan.
Why?
There's one thing you need to understand about those people. No one makes it to the board of a corporation for being nice. It's an award you get for putting the interests of stakeholders before anything else. Which boils down to being a passive opportunist with no moral center.
Altars are in the interest of the corporation. I had to make them to bring back Rapidium, right?
Yes, but they're also a liability. Imagine an uncontrolled leak to the public, moral outrage on socials, competition taking over the narrative. Heads would have to fall, Rapidium or not. No, we don't want them to panic.
Wait a second. Don't you work for them?
I work with them, Jan. Does it mean I can't have dreams of my own?
Dreams? What dreams?
Would you laugh if I told you I believe we can change the face of the world? Like depleting resources, insufficient food production, they're just symptoms. We could get to the cause. You can see it clearly now. The truth about life. Because what is it really? Nothing but a predetermined string of events, distorted with myriads of random, meaningless decisions. We spend centuries looking for some kind of sense in it, some kind of meaningful pattern or recipe. Still, no satisfactory answer comes. Until, once in hundreds, maybe thousands of years, a chance appears to make a leap in our understanding of reality.
And you think this is it?
Well, ever since I learned about your discovery, I keep thinking about Rappidium as the opportunity for us to stop being slaves to chaos. That is why, contrary to the members of the board, I will sacrifice everything to protect your mission.
It feels good to have somebody on my side.
Thank you for your trust. Let me tell you something in return about myself. You see, the career in management wasn't always what I had in mind for myself. I used to be a geneticist, preoccupied by scientific work, exciting, promising experiments.
So, the old research Lucas dug up.
Yes, it was mine.
You were responsible for all this. The mine records, the branching.
It's never just one person, Jan. But yes, I was in charge of that project.
Who commissioned these experiments?
I can't say any more. I'm sorry. Not now. Not on this connection. For the very same reasons I had to discontinue my work. And this is where it gets tricky. Because if anyone from the board finds out what we've done together, they could get the wrong idea, if you know what I mean.
That you're experimenting again?
That I'm using the situation to turn things around for myself.
Aren't you?
That's quite a harsh accusation, considering the mess I've got you out of, Jan Dolsky.
Okay. I get it.
So it's just between me and you. And I have to warn you, it may get harder for you.
Harder? How?
Well, there might come a moment when the interest of your alters, at least some of them, will differ significantly from yours.
Are you trying to scare me?
I just want you to prepare.
For what?
Tough decisions.
That's very cryptic.
Well, it's the best I can do. Remember, we're both in uncharted territory. Lucas is working on establishing the most convenient rendezvous point. He'll dispatch the coordinates to you as soon as he's found a good location.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Take care, Jan. It's going well. Just keep it up, and you'll be proud of yourself.
Why are you so chirpy? Got my old skipping rope from Jan. Really? Great. So he does believe in life after work. Okay, I've got us a guitar. Now, what do we want to play? How about something from our old repertoire? We had a few hits up our sleeves.
For crying out loud, can't you just let it go? Do you really want to sing something a 16-year-old version of yourself wrote?
We had some. How about this?
And by
Us. I like it. Let's get down to it. That's the spirit.
And what exactly would you write about?
Like I said, something relatable. We should write about us, our crew. What unites us, what divides us. Right. We could have a few verses about things we lost along the way. We should have a verse about our here and now, our camaraderie. Altars of the world, unite. Sounds like a plan. I'll take the first verse. You, Brainiac?
What about me?
You didn't think you'd get away with it, did you?
You're not gonna leave me alone, are you?
Nope. We're in this together.
Fine. Give me the shortest part.
And what'll you sing about?
Quantum mechanics? What else? Let's add some meaning to this pointless activity.
Okay, then. Jan, your turn. You take the second verse. What are you gonna sing about?
I could sing about the challenges that lie ahead of us.
Yeah, expect the unexpected. You could start with something like, looking at the path ahead.
I'm ready for its twists and turns.
Yeah, but I'm no longer left all by myself.
I know I'm in it with my friends.
All right, looks like we've got it.
Let's just get this over with.
Come on, even you can take the stick out of your ass once in a while. Okay, here goes. Growing up apart, we shared surprisingly common ground, feeling nothing more than regret, till the coin got flipped around.
Things never said in quantum state now won't remain unspoken. The clock is unwound, the choice is unsound, could now reopen.
What if I gotta spend a day with you again? Of all the things that I regret, it's losing you that truly hurts. If I could take another turn, my life would never be the same. If I could get another chance today, looking at the path ahead, I'm ready for its twists and turns, but I'm no longer left all by myself. I know I'm in it with my friends. Things that we lost, all the personal costs, are they really gone forever? We're not gonna fail, we need to prevail and sail together. And though it seems now anything could be undone, would you be really missing things if they were never truly gone? If I could take another turn, my life would never be the same. If I could get another chance today, race against the sun and find a place where we could we stop again? Are we there already? The base seems to be a bit wobbly. Are you sure we're not moving?
Or like alcohol intoxication has wreaked havoc on your vestibular system.
My what?
We're not moving. Something has to be blocking our way again. The navigation readings are curious.
Curious? What way?
I don't know exactly, but something's distorting them.
Okay. Nothing cures a hangover like taking a walk. Wanna go and check that thing out, Jan? Jan, come and see me. There's a matter I want to discuss. Hey, you feeling alright? Yep, yeah. Just a little dizzy after last night. I don't think I ate enough fatty foods. Not that we have any in here. Could have made more pierogi. You wanted to talk about something?
Yeah, I've been laying low, just observing the situation from a distance, but I think it's time you and I talked.
Okay.
So, you're a builder?
Yeah.
For a corporation?
Yeah.
And you weren't supposed to have any responsible role on this mission?
And what's your point?
Well, I'll be upfront with you. It pains me to see what you've become.
Really?
Yeah. I know it sounds funny from a guy who just popped out of a jar, but I know you, Yan, and I know what you once wanted.
I'm dying to know.
You, Yan Dolsky, wanted to be a leader.
No. You must be confusing your memories with mine.
Really? What about our fierce ocelot survival camp? We got to the rank of patrol guide at 12. Don't tell me you don't remember that.
Fierce ocelots.
Yeah, that was a cool adventure. Adventure? Huh. What about standing up for your men when the camp director made them clean the latrines for 3 days in a row?
Men? Yeah, right, I forgot about that.
And the protest we organized when the canteen gave us forks to eat soup with? We're no goons.
Give us spoons.
Yes, see? You remember. And how good it felt to have people follow you, trust you, respect you. So, what happened? How did you end up as a corpo rat without any agency?
Oh, I have some agency in my life.
Social security matters when you want to get a mortgage for your dream home, settle down with someone you love. That can change priorities.
So, selfishness stood in the way of your ideals.
Are you trying to make me feel bad about myself? I'm just thinking out loud. Where did your choices get you? Are you really satisfied with how you ended up drifting with the current, not getting in anybody's way? Because things can still change, you know. if you go back to your ideals and remember how to be a true leader. I'm fine without your mentoring, thanks. I'm sorry to hear that. You used to be allergic to mediocrity. Funny how memories about what we really wanted for ourselves fade with time. And what would you have me do, exactly? You can stand up for your people like you used to do, instead of trying to please the bigwigs. You can make sure working conditions in here are humane. Meaning, let's start with the fundamentals.
I can see you care about radiation protection. That's good. Now, I want you to keep it up.
That sounds reasonable. Of course, you can't do it by imposing overtime on anybody. Obviously. I take that as a declaration. Okay, I'm in. Good. I hope you can pull it off. Could be a first step to becoming true to yourself again. Hey, you feeling alright? Are you kidding? But that was one hell of a party. Everyone really needed it.
Perfect. Look at Hey. Honestly, been better. Yeah. I need to. Would be easier if we had someone.
So, do you have time for a little job evaluation?
Excuse me?
Great. I think there's room for improvement in the speed of your work.
You're joking, right?
Hey, you feeling alright? I think my metabolism of glucose might have been affected. I'm finding it hard to concentrate. That's exactly what I feared.
So, you went away with Ben. And you stayed with the Union as its leader. Must have been satisfying.
It was. Until... well, it wasn't. Would you like me to address that?
know that movie. Yes, I was missing that. deal with it if we want to push on.
forgot how good it is to sweat it off. Hey, I took a closer look at our obstacle. It looks like something is distorting the gravity field around here. Good thing our base stopped, or we'd just be floating around in the air like those rocks. Amazing. The sheer scale of it. I wonder if it's related to the interval. There's no time for that. We need to figure out a way to move on. Well, there's no way you'll find a solution if you don't study the problem first, is there? Okay, I get it. What are we looking for then? We'll need to start by collecting more data about the field distortion characteristics. The base should have blueprints for a device called a gravity sensor. Once you craft it, it needs to be placed somewhere high to cover as much ground as possible. We're in a canyon, right? So maybe a ledge somewhere high up would be good. I'll mark potential spots on your map. Okay, I'm on it. You're never gonna believe what I found. Let me guess. A time-distorting anomaly? What? How did you know? Well, considering the presence of this huge gravitational anomaly in this area and Frankov's calculations, I expected you to stumble upon one sooner or later. As you know, differences in gravitational potentials create the effect of time dilation. So, I just connected the dots. You could have done it as well, had you taken the time to stop and think. I guess I was too busy discovering it. Of course, the credit is yours. Now, tell me more about it. Well, when I got inside this thing, it just, slowed me down while all around you time seemed to speed up? Yeah. What a discovery, Jan. This is just getting more and more fascinating. Well, it's pretty hard to get rid of. The closer I get to its core, the more time I lose on the outside. Yes, but you're also approaching the center of its gravity, which means that the core should slow down and be an easier target? Huh. Interesting. I'll think about that. Thanks. I discovered something new. An anomaly that seemed to be pulsating. Pulsating? As in shrinking and expanding? Yeah, and it seemed to have two cores inside. Very interesting. Thank you for bringing this observation to me. I suppose destroying it will be easier if you time your movement accordingly to the pattern in which it pulsates? I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. Hey, well. I